Welcome to another episode of Best of America by Horseback. I'm Tom Seay. We're in a place called the Badlands, and I often wonder why they call it the Badlands, because it's truly one of the most beautiful places in America to trail ride and to visit. We're at a place called the Bar X Ranch. We're near Medora, famous place, and we're actually in sight of where we rode when we rode from Mexico to Canada by horseback, right along the Little Missouri River. This is a place that legends of cowboys and western movies are made. We'll meet backcountry horsemen folks that invited us out here. We're going to be on the ranch of Doug and Julie Tesher. We have with us on this ride part of the staff, Paul Fox, Darlene Gomer, Cliff and Truly Bieber, who were also on that big ride that we did. And this is really just a wonderful place to ride. We're going to show you some spectacular scenery. We're going to introduce you to new friends and old friends alike as we ride in this beautiful country. I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of Best of America by Horseback from the heart of North Dakota, where it just doesn't get any better than the Badlands.
On this episode of Best of America by Horseback, Tom Seay is riding with the Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota and guests in the Badlands at the Bar X Ranch. Located in Medora, North Dakota, the Bar X Ranch sits on thousands of acres of private land and public riding trails of all difficulties through sandy deserts, peaceful meadows, rivers and streams, and featuring some of the most beautiful sights available to horseback riders in the United States. The near limitless riding options give guests a reason to return time and time again, where a new experience awaits them every time. Tom will speak to owners Doug and Julie Tesher about all of the exciting riding opportunities available around the ranch, and highlight some of their favorite spots to ride, as well as some of their longtime guests and camp hosts who have been riding this beautiful countryside of North Dakota for decades at this one-of-a-kind riding location. We will also speak to some of the Backcountry Horsemen of America, including Troy Chappell, president of the Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota, who joined us for the ride, and learn about how the organization works hard through volunteer work and coordination with local governments in keeping the riding trails of America maintained, opened, and preserved to keep the Western way of life for future generations to ride and take part in. When guests arrive at the Bar X Ranch, they have a multitude of camping and stall options, including electric hookups, space for large rigs, showers, restrooms, garbage containment, potable water, corrals, and even a hot tub that riders can relax in after a long day of riding and taking in the breathtaking sights of the Badlands of North Dakota. The location sits on the Little Missouri River, and guests are welcome to relax along the shore with their horses or enjoy a nice evening of fishing. There are a wide variety of riding, hiking, and biking trails to choose from when visiting the Bar X Ranch, including the famous Mattahey Trail that runs right through the ranch. The Mattahey Trail stretches 144 miles and is split into 9 sections of varying sizes and difficulty. It runs through a variety of terrain, from grassy flats and steep clay buttes to river bottoms and rolling prairies. This trail also runs through the nearby Theodore Roosevelt National Park, which provides guests and their families with an extra opportunity for riding, fishing, hiking, and so much more. The Theodore Roosevelt National Park is the only national park named after a single person. Roosevelt spent much of his younger years hunting bison and exploring the wilderness of the Badlands, where he fell in love instantly with the beautiful land around him. Guests who visit this park can take in the same breathtaking scenery and adventures that captured the heart of one of America's greatest presidents. Owners Doug and Julie Tesher have been welcoming guests at the Bar X Ranch for over 20 years, and as locals have a personal history with the land around them.
Now tell me where we are for people watching. We're in North Dakota. The nearest town is?
Medora.
And you know, when I rode the group from Mexico to Canada, we rode right by this river, right here in sight. Had no idea I'd ever be coming back to this place. And you have probably one of the most beautiful ranches in America. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah. Thanks. I don't take it for granted. Best part of my day, sitting on the porch drinking coffee, and I don't take it for granted. I've been here my whole life. I've been living here on this ranch since 1980. No, I don't take it for granted. I do love it here. That's why I'm here.
You made an interesting comment that may sum up your personality. This morning you and I were talking. We had a horse over in the round pen, you and I. You said, you know, sometimes I pick up a hammer in the morning to go do something, and I love talking to people, and middle of the day I'm still holding the hammer and I haven't done anything. That kind of sums it up, your love for people, isn't it?
If I didn't care for people, I couldn't be doing it. There's no way.
Everybody I meet that's been here, they feel like this is part of their home. This is all part of your family. I don't know if you consciously work hard to make that happen, but they all feel at home here.
I like the people too, and
they are part of our family. I mean, they come back years and just welcome back.
The views we're going to see today, how far can you see?
oh, there's some places you can see like 5-6 miles, I suppose, when you're up high.
You seem to melt a little bit when granddaughter's mentioned. Tell me about that.
There's nothing better than the granddaughter. She's first, the ranch is second.
Has she learned to give you a hug around the neck and say, Grandpa, I want to do whatever, and you say yes?
Oh, yeah.
Have you learned to say no to her yet?
Not yet.
The Teschers have a great sense of humor. On the first ride out of camp, Doug and Julie took riders through the toll booth.
In order to go through there, you got to have a dime or whatever to get through our toll gate. I guess they can ride around it.
And where did that come from, the toll gate?
Blazing Saddles, that's one of my favorite shows. It's so stupid, I like it.
Stay tuned for more riding at the Bar X Ranch in Medora, North Dakota.
You're watching Best of America by Horseback. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Welcome back. Tom Seay and guests are riding in the beautiful countryside of the Badlands at the Bar X Ranch in Medora, North Dakota, with riders of the Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota. One of the biggest trails available for guests at the Bar X Ranch is the Mahaday Trail that stretches 144 miles and runs through the ranch. The trail gets its name from the Mandan Indian phrase that means an area that has been or will be around for a long time. With the help of hiking, biking, and equestrian tourism and organizations like the Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota, who help maintain and keep riding trails open, this trail keeps true to its name as a place to enjoy for generations to come. The Backcountry Horsemen of America is a nonprofit organization that dates back over 40 years, includes over 200 local and state chapters across the country. They are active in 31 states and consist of roughly 13,000 members, dedicated to keeping trails open, cleared, and maintained while working closely with their trail partners and land management agencies throughout the United States. While they focus on equestrian trail riding, they also promote the use of trails for hiking and biking. Tom sat down with Troy Chappell, president of the Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota, who sponsored and hosted the Best of America by Horseback at Bar X Ranch, and joined our riders for a weekend of riding through the scenic countryside of the Badlands.
I want folks to understand Backcountry Horsemen is not a private organization that just goes out and has dinner at a meeting now and then. There's some men and women and children that really dedicate themselves to keep trails open. And when you go trail riding in forest land and different places in America, a lot of us don't stop and think, who maintains this trail? Who put this trail here? Tell me how you guys work. How do y'all do what you do?
Well, it takes every kind of person, and we work with the state agencies and the federal agencies and local agencies, and we organize work groups, get organized and get together and find the trails that are in need of maintenance that the Forest Service and other agencies just simply can't get to. There's just a huge backlog of trails, and somebody has to do something.
We did opening to the show this morning, and I made a comment that I wonder why they call it the Badlands, because it's such a nice, happy place, and it's one of the most beautiful places you could ever visit. But It's also one of those places everybody should ride sometime during their life. Maybe we ought to have a service project on the trail sometime. We'll all get together and do it and invite all our viewing audience and come back out here. How did you get tied up with this ride and being here at the Bar X?
Well, we're in Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota, and we're some founding members, and it's been going 4 or 5 years now. So Troy had this good idea, our president Troy, and we signed up. We've been to Bar X we've been here a couple of times and over at Sully Creek a couple of times, and thought it'd be a great idea.
Hey, you've ridden here before.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the ride?
I like you get up to the high peaks and you get to see for quite a few miles and see the cut buttes and the Badlands country.
Well, here in the Badlands, it seems like as the sun moves across the sky, it changes colors and shapes and shadows, and so what you saw this morning is totally different this afternoon. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, it changes by time of day, and when you're coming and going, you come at it from a different direction, it's a totally different view.
The Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota hosted a fundraising meal on Saturday night. It was a wonderful evening gathering where guests could enjoy great food, good company, making friends, sharing their favorite trail riding stories, and reminiscing about their favorite parts of the weekend ride. An auction with many amazing donated items also helped in raising funds for the great works of the North Dakota chapter.
There are a lot of horse associations, mule associations, related groups all over America, and I'm proud of all of them. But I'm telling you, there's not another organization that's more dedicated and does more than the Backcountry Horsemen Association. And so we support them any way we can, and you should too. Not asking you to do anything, but maybe just join. Read the newsletter, maybe help contribute to a project, maybe volunteer. Did you say you need cooks?
We do need cooks, and we got the best food in the world too.
If you'd like to learn more about joining or volunteering with the Backcountry Horsemen of America, you can visit their website, www.bcha.org, to find a local chapter near you. To join or contact the Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota, you can find them on Facebook at Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota. When Best of America by Horseback returns, Tom Seay will speak with some of the camp hosts and guests of the Bar X Ranch, some that have been coming back to this one-of-a-kind location for over 20 years.
I rode from Mexico to Canada, rode right through those trees, right along the river of the Little Missouri, and didn't realize this was here.
We're just a stone's throw away.
Stone's throw away, and I'd like to come back, and we will come back, and we're going to bring you with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Best of America by Horseback. Tom Seay is riding with the Backcountry Horsemen of North Dakota, along with guests through the mountains and valleys of the Badlands at the Bar X Ranch in Medora, North Dakota. Riders come from all over to the Bar X Ranch to experience a truly unforgettable trip as they ride the trails of the Badlands. Owners Doug and Julie Tesher, like many horse people, have a special place in their heart for their dogs and welcome any and all pups to join their owners during their visit. Many of our guests brought their own dogs along for the weekend, sharing the experience with their four-legged friends as they rode alongside them. Tom spoke with camp hosts Flo and Harry Holen, who, along with their pup Babe, help maintain the campground and entertain guests of the ranch year after year.
The people you meet here are repeat people. They keep coming back here. You, camp host, can be a lot of different places, but what is it special about the Bar X Ranch that they keep coming back?
It's Doug in the riding. Doug doesn't, he just really enjoys people, he really enjoys horses, and he really enjoys sharing it.
Was that your granddaughter, the little one? She seemed like she was having a ball. Tell me about it.
She was having a ball. This is only the second time she's rode. They go up a hill, and he said, remember, you gotta lean forward if you go up a hill and lean back if you go down. So they're coming to a hill, and she goes, Dad, remember, you gotta lean forward now. She giggled.
And so how old is she?
She's 3.
And so she's already into it big time.
Yeah, she really does like it.
Tom also spoke with some of the riders that joined us for the weekend, some that have been camping and riding at the Bar X Ranch for over 20 years.
How many years ago did you find this place?
20.
20 years ago.
20 years.
Of all this territory up here in the Badlands area, where's that secret spot that would be worth their trip out here?
Every time we come here, we always ride. There's an overlook right behind us. And we ride up on that and then overlook the ranch.
We usually do it on we save it for an evening ride, and we do it when the sun is setting, and it's we always save that for the night before we leave.
You used to camp here how many years ago?
Camp here?
Well, it was across the river?
Across the river probably goes back well over 40 years. And then Doug, we always came over and rode with him and rode on his land and partied with him. So finally when he set up campsites, we started coming here instead, so we didn't have to worry about getting back.
Back then when y'all would ride at night and so forth, y'all were in by 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2,
Keep going.
3, 4,
Keep going.
5, 7.
7. In time to change clothes and have breakfast,
That's some real horseback riding.
This is a place to do it.
What are riding horses all these years? What has it done for you personally, physically, spiritually, mentally?
Kept me sane. It was like when everything else is bad, get on the horse and make your day better. That's how I always look at it. Go out and feed a horse. Just feed them, pet them. It's like they love you.
I like the overview, looking up when we went up the hill and could look and see through the valleys and this, coulees and stuff. And my wife comes with me, and the grandkids have been out here. And I'm from Minnesota, and I'll be out here 3 times this year.
What brought you to the ride? Have you ridden here before?
Yes, I was just thinking, I think it's been 25 years that we've been coming down here.
Yeah, how long have you been riding?
For 25 years.
Today on the ride, there was one fellow, a friend of ours, who's 84 years old. And then there was a little girl. Did you see her on
Yes.
the ride? She had to be, what, 2?
Yeah, not very old.
Did you see yourself as 2 riding?
Oh yes, definitely. As long as I can walk and get on, yes.
Everyone we spoke with all mentioned owners Doug and Julie as the main reason they return to the ranch year after year, where they are made to feel like family and consider the Bar X a second home. If you'd like to learn more about visiting the Bar X Ranch in Medora, North Dakota, you can call them at 701-872-6100. Visit their website, barxguestranch.com, or contact them on their Facebook page, Bar X Ranch.
I sure hope you enjoyed this episode of Best of America by Horseback. Wherever you are, regardless of what horse group you belong to or whether you own a horse or not, I personally recommend that you join the Backcountry Horsemen of America. There are chapters in virtually every state, but these are people who keep the forest trails open. They dedicate themselves to make it a place for future generations to ride. They ask for very little, and they're dedicated to keeping those trails. I strongly support them. I want you to be a member, and part of their work is to lobby to keep trails open. They're a great organization. They work with the government, and they work with all horse organizations. We've had a wonderful time here in North Dakota. I've been here before in the Badlands. I was here on our Mexico to Canada ride, and I've enjoyed this ride so very much. I'm going to be coming back here, and I'd like for you to join us on that ride or future rides. If you'd like to find out where we're riding or how you might join us, go to our website, bestofamericabyhorseback.com. You'll see our schedule and all the events. You can also watch our YouTube channel, or you can visit us on Facebook. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Seay. We'll see you next week.